So g'day people, how you going? 5 minutes on this video. So let's talk about the local language of my area that used to be spoken here. And here I am in a bushland, and as you can see there's lots of cassinia growing, so cassinia plant. So what is the local language that used to be spoken around here? Well, there isn't a map, I'll link it down below. But the language around my area was Woiworung. Now Woiworung was a Pamangongyu language, which is pretty much the dominant language family in Australia. So about in 1788 there's supposed to be about 300 languages and or dialects, depending on who classifies them, spoken around Australia. Woiworung was only one of them, and Woiworung is now the currently accepted name for the language, but it would have been, well, it probably would have been a clan name, but the language itself probably didn't actually have a standard name according to European definitions. So they actually used to live around this area. They're an indigenous Aboriginal group, and while it did go extinct, there are second language learners in Hillsville, so that's just epicenter of the language now. And most of the people in Melbourne, they actually don't know what this language is, or was even spoken here. They would have probably known that there would have been a language spoken in the past, but it was never taught in school. I was only taught things from 1788, never anything before. It's only when I got an archaeological book about, I think it's called Australia's Dreamtime, and it documents archaeology before European invasion or settlement, whatever you want to classify it as. And that's how I self-taught myself. Basically in this world you have to self-teach yourself. If you can't do that, then you're never going to get anywhere. So if you're interested in something and you're putting it off going, oh, maybe one day, don't. Just do it today. Start today. Get whatever you want out. You have the internet. There's no excuse really for not doing anything. Anyway, apart from my rant. So the Woiworung, I haven't really been, suppose I should actually learn some few words, because the only word I actually know in their language is dulum, and it just means Pacific black duck. It's a name for an animal. And maybe on this channel I'll put up more information about their language, because it's very interesting. And there's virtually no information on YouTube or even on the internet about Australian Indigenous languages. So Woiworung is part of Kulin. It's classified along with Bunurong and Woiworung as very similar languages, and the etymology says that they're probably like 70-80% intelligible with each other, so they diverged. So the Pamangongyu languages, where would they have originated? I think some people say they originated in the Cape York Peninsula, which is where the Wick languages actually spoken. And all the languages not part of this language are in Northern Territory and Northern Western Australia. All the languages in Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, southern part of Western Australia, and Queensland, well, except for a few languages in Queensland, just part of one basic language family. And the Aboriginal languages, well, we actually don't know much about them, because their language was made extinct before there was major classifications going on about these languages. And how has Indigenous languages influenced Australian English? Well, I'll leave that for another video. So, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, and have an awesome English speaking time, people, because whether you like it or not, English is the dominant language in Australia now. Thank you very much. Don't be arrogant. Learn another language. Bye bye.